afternoon. This is Azan, and today we will be covering a major crisis that has recently occurred. Throughout October 6th to 25th, 1973, the Yom Kippur War took place. Now here's reporter Golda with more details.
Thank you. Now, this war truly was a great crisis for both of these nations. Although the war began on October 6th, tensions arose long before this time. This was part of the Arab-Israeli conflict, an ongoing dispute since 1948. Israel experienced growing levels of terrorism and threats from Egypt previously to this war. Egyptian forces wanted to gain back land that they had lost in 1967 in the Arab-Israeli War. Additionally, the Arabs just wanted to destroy Israel. When Anwar Sadat took over as Egyptian president, he joined along with Syria to plan an attack on the Israelis. The Israelis had done nothing wrong to evoke another war between them and the Arabs. While the Israelis were celebrating Yom Kippur, the holiest day in Judaism, Egyptians launched a surprise attack on the Israeli-occupied territories. The battle began with the Arabs' massive and successful crossing of the Suez Canal, and they continued to the Sinai Peninsula unopposed.
Defending desperately in 1973, the Syrians launched a surprise attack to get them back. It failed, and so did a simultaneous attack by Egypt. The former Israeli Prime Minister.
Throughout this whole war, many casualties and devastations occurred. The United Nations issued a ceasefire to stop all of the fighting. However, instead of everything put to a halt, tensions rose once again when the ceasefire unraveled. Fighting began once again. Both nations blame each other for this new tension. However, more evidence shows that the Arabs were first to go against the ceasefire. As a result of all developing tensions, a second ceasefire was cooperatively imposed just yesterday. This ended the war. Here is some live footage of the battles that took place, and later we will show interviews with Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister.
Attacked Israel too in the October War of 40 years ago, determined to win back the land and the pride it lost in its stunning defeat in 1967. Egyptian commandos crossed the Suez Canal after bitter battles in the forbidden wasteland.
The devastations of this war are just plain awful. Exact numbers have not yet been announced, but as of right now, it is said that Israel has suffered about 2,800 casualties. An additional 7,500 to 8,800 soldiers are said to be wounded, with 300 captured, 400 tanks destroyed, and an estimated 100 planes lost. We had previously recorded interviews that we managed to get with Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister. Let's take a look at them now. Mr. Sadat, what was your motive behind attacking the Israelis on Yom Kippur?
We figured this would be the best time to attack since it would be so focused on their holiday, and this would be their most vulnerable moment.
Why send all the threats and terrorist acts previously into the country? Did you think you would get anything out of that? Also, how much of a setback was it when the Israelis came up and defended the so-called surprise attack and eventually won the war?
I would not like to answer any more questions.
Welcome, oh so powerful Prime Minister. Glad to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Now, such a strong leader as you are, you must be overjoyed at winning the war.
Of course, it's always rewarding defeating such a great enemy as the Arabs are. After all of the threats, coming away with such a success is always a wonderful feeling.
What was your thought when the Arabs launched their surprise attack?
At first, we were a little surprised, but we just got right to it to defend ourselves. In the end, we pulled through.
Do you think the ceasefire will last for a while?
I do, as long as those Arabs can't mess it up.
Alright, thank you, Prime Minister.
My pleasure.
That's all for today. I'm Golda, and I'll see you next time.